So my name is David A. Felix, Professor Felix, they call me. I'm a professor of communication at Triton College, Governor State University, and the College of Dupage. I've been teaching college for about 10 years now. I started my college career at the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana, studying speech communication, where I graduated with departmental distinction. And then from there I went on to graduate school at Boston University. I started in law school. And I thought I wanted to be a lawyer until I went to law school and realized that being a lawyer wasn't like what I saw on television, but was rather like being an accountant or a librarian. But at that same time, I learned about being a talent representative, and that really excited me. So while I was in law school, I enrolled in the College of Communication and got a master's degree from Boston University in mass communication. After I graduated law school, my first career was as a talent representative for television talent for the New York-based firm Geller Media Management. At Geller, I was a talent representative where it was really exciting because I got to utilize everything that I studied, from speech communication, helping my on-air talent how to dress and talk and behave on television, to the management stuff that I learned in the master's degree and production, and then also the legal stuff that I learned in law school studying communication, entertainment law, negotiating contracts, and so forth. Very exciting, glamorous career. I ran a Chicago office for this New York-based company, which put me in New York, about a week every month on the boss's nickel, which was really fun and exciting. And I got to be around some high-profile television talent. I really learned a lot about the television business and the news business especially. After that career ended, unfortunately, the industry changed a little bit. My boss had to make some cutbacks, downsized the Chicago office, which meant me. I was a little, taken aback by that. But instead of getting down, I used that opportunity to, I've always wanted to move to Europe or live in Europe for a little while, so I moved to Europe and kind of just, to be honest, was kind of like a playboy there for a couple of years. But I did start an English as a second language company, teaching others how to, originally I got certified to teach English as a second language myself, and I've always enjoyed teaching. It was a good way to make some money and live in Europe. But what I realized was that I was also an agent, so what I did was hire a bunch of people that came to Prague, the Czech Republic where I lived, to work for me, and just kind of made money off of their clients. And so I started a little language studio and did that for a couple years before returning to the U.S. And then when I came back to the United States, I really was convinced that I was going to be a teacher. So that's when I started to become a professor of communication. So courses that I teach at Triton College, that students who are interested in learning more about communication, of course, are the basic speech course that they're required to take, which I would recommend taking with me, because you're going to get you're going to learn more than just public speaking in that course. You're going to get a nice overview of communication in that course. Interpersonal communication is another vital course I think students should take. Interpersonal skills are paramount to success in anything you do, relationships, workplace, interviews, whatever it might be. I also teach small group communication. I teach basic news writing course or writing and reporting for multimedia. I teach Intro to Mass Comm, one of my favorite courses, which is an overview of the media and how it affects us. Being an adjunct professor, you're very busy. A lot of times people think of college professors as having it kind of easy with a lot of vacation and breaks and so forth. But sometimes when we're not working, it's the more stressful time because we're not getting paid when we don't work. So we try to constantly work and fill our time with other activities to make money or just to unwind. Being a lover of the media, of course, to unwind, I'm a big Netflix fan and big movie fan. I love music as well, and all types of media. But even sometimes when you're watching those like films or TV shows, in the back of my head I'm thinking, oh wow, that'd be a great lesson plan, or that's something I could use in class, or like I wish I could show part of this in class. So it's like I'm constantly working because I'm teaching stuff about new technologies or the media, or I'm learning how to use Snapchat like I'm a 14-year-old, or staying on LinkedIn and staying on other social media apps and learning how to use those. And even though I enjoy doing that, it's still kind of work. So it's hard to get away from work when you work in the communication field. Okay, so if I was going to tell a student a piece of advice that wasn't able to take a communication class, and I couldn't reach through communication and let them know how important studying communication is and the practical nature of it, I think a couple of things. And of course it's all communication related, but if I just had a couple seconds, I think learning is a lot about effort, and whether you can execute something perfectly, that's not where the transformation comes. It's trying to do that. So putting in the effort to do your best, and that's where the learning comes from. That's where I get frustrated with a lot of like my C students in other classes. It's like you're not going to learn if you don't try, and try your best. And it doesn't matter if you end up with a perfect score at the end of that, because you're going to transform. You're going to learn by doing. I like to paint. I don't know, that's one thing I didn't mention. Painting relaxes me. And I like to finish, even if a painting I know is going to be garbage at the end of it. They're not all going to be great paintings. I try to finish the painting to completion so that I can take that skill, and develop that skill from it, because that's where the transformation comes from. So that would be my major piece of advice. Just, put in the effort.